Thanks for tuning in to The Ordinary Filmmaker. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because the more likes I get, well, that tells me you want more of this type of content, and the more subscriptions, well, that just gives me a boost to get out there and produce more videos. And a special thanks to Atomos for sponsoring The Ordinary Filmmaker. I use the Atomos all the time, and I'm currently using it while I'm filming this outside. It's currently something like 80 degrees, it's hot, humid, and sticky. So to get that extra record time, that's why I'm using the Ninja 5. And now for the news. Oh, one last thing before I get to the news though. Please do me a favor, go out there and subscribe to Planet Liam. That's my son's channel. He's 7. It's not going to be gripping content, but every extra subscription he gets, every extra view that he gets, helps build that confidence for him to get out there and learn new skills. All right, now let's get to the news. So the big news out today is the Canon R3. According to Canon rumors, and it's being picked up by others, the price of the Canon EOS R3 is going to be priced below the Alpha 1 and even the 1DX Mark III. It's going to be priced at $59.99. That's $5,999 and probably 99 cents. So essentially $6,000 for the Canon EOS R3. Now that's kind of significant. That's priced below both flagship cameras, which indicates that we're still going to get that other flagship camera, but it also means that the R1 could potentially cost more than $6,500 if this rumor is true. Now, it does come from Craig at Canon Rumors, and Craig does a very good job of validating rumors and trying to suss them out to figure out what is real and what isn't, and he wouldn't put this out there if he didn't feel that there was some validation to it, there was some credibility to it. So he's talked to a lot of people that he knows, a lot of his contacts, and it's definitely going to be below the price of the Canon EOS R1, the 1DX Mark III, and the Sony Alpha 1. So the top end price is going to be $59.99, but it could be a little bit lower, and that's pretty exciting. But to me, that isn't hugely exciting because I don't know the full specs. I don't know the video specs, and because this is The Ordinary Filmmaker and not The Ordinary Photographer, I really need to know those video specs before I can get super excited. But still, I'm out here, I'm shooting, I'm giving you news, and I haven't really had anything to shoot for a while, and same thing with Canon Rumors. We haven't seen much information coming out despite this being May. May is a huge time for camera news. It's one of the busiest parts of the camera season. But likely due to the chip shortage and COVID and everything else, we're not getting an awful lot of announcements, and I think that as we move into Q2 or the second half, as we move into the second half or Q3, we're going to see a lot more camera news. Now, as far as the R3 goes, we didn't get any further leaked specifications. These are the specifications for the R3 as it stands right now. And as far as a stills camera, it looks to be a very solid stills camera. It's going to be a sports camera. This is a camera that you could use if you're currently using the 1DX Mark III. You really want to keep an eye on the R3. But the R1, that is supposed to be coming out sometime next year, and who knows, by NAB or later this year, we might get a development announcement or some leaked specs. We got the 1DX Mark III development announcement in October, so I'm kind of excited to see what that's going to be. But now let's go on to the other bit of news. Where have I been? A few of you have reached out to me wondering if something was wrong because I hadn't produced a video in well over a week, and that's by design. I didn't see a lot of news, and I decided I just didn't want to produce any videos. I wanted to take time off. I wanted to have a vacation. I wanted to realign my priorities, and I've come to a few realizations. First and foremost, my family comes first, my health, and my day job. And what I've been doing over the past year is, before work, during my breaks, my lunch, and after work, I've been producing content. I've been scripting content and producing videos, and that's taken a toll on me without me really realizing it. It wasn't until I stopped producing content that I realized this was going on. Normally when I was at work, on those times I'd go out for a walk, and I felt healthier and felt more vibrant for doing so. But not doing those walks, I put on a bit more weight. I just don't feel as happy. I feel more lethargic. I feel a little bit down and depressed. So here's what I've decided to do. During the day, I'm not going to produce any content whatsoever. Okay, this video as an exception. I just had to get out there and shoot this, and I'm not doing it in my studio. This is a very amateur setup. I've just got a simple tripod, the camera, and the Ninja, and I'm recording outside in the heat. And you know what? It's simple, it's quick. Is the exposure perfect? Probably not. Is everything else perfect? Probably not. I don't care. I'm taking a more relaxed approach. I'm not going to take this as seriously as I have, and I think what we're going to start to see is a more natural, a better emotion, more, I'm able to better connect with you. And I've completely done away with the scripting out, Mosquito. I've done away with the teleprompter, and I'm talking to you directly, completely unscripted, and I don't think that's going to be a challenge. I think that's the best way for me to do this going forward. I've still got the iPad, and when I've got a lot of specifications, let's say we get the A7 IV or something else, well then I'll put those on the iPad and I'll read up the iPad. I mean, it works for Fro Knows after all. Why can't it work for me? So I'm not done with the channel. I'm just taking a more relaxed view, and I think what that allows me to do is get out there and also shoot more with the R5, because one of the biggest problems I've had with the R5 in the last year is I haven't been really learning an awful lot. I'm using presets, I'm using custom modes. So when I go to shoot, pretty much everything's the same in the studio. I'm not learning anything different. And one thing it's taught me is producing more content for my son's channel, Planet Liam. I'm getting out there more. I'm having to deal with exposure. I'm having to deal with getting the balance right, getting the lighting right, working with the sun, working with what I've got. I'm not going to bring a whole lot of lights outside. I'm going to go back to my roots as the ordinary filmmaker and do the best I can with the limited resources I've got. Now granted, the R5 isn't exactly limited, it's a good camera, but it's not a video-centered camera. And the Ninja 5 also helps. And of course the Manfrotto 504X with aluminum tripod. This simplifies things a whole lot, because once I've got the right framing of myself, then all I have to do with a tripod is just, instead of trying to get the legs all straightened out, I use the little balance on the top, I balance the head, and I'm good to go. And I like that ease of setup, and that's what this is too, ease of setup. So let's recap. I'm not going to be producing as much content as I have in the past. I'm not going to cover what I consider that B or C grade news. We had leaked images of the Panasonic GH5 Mark II. I saw them, I did, the day they came out, and I thought, nah, this is not enough for me to get up and produce a video. The Mark II is already a big yawn. It's right up with the Canon M50 Mark II. They're big yawns. It's not news. I'm not going to put out content just for the sake of putting out content, just for the sake of getting subscribers and views. I don't really care. I make enough from my day job that this is not a money-making venture. I do this because I enjoy it, and I'm trying to get back to, so the second point, I'm trying to get back to something that I really enjoy. So more focused content on the big news, try to capture more filmmaking, try to learn more, and you'll see this also on Planet Liam. You'll see that my outdoor filming capabilities will also improve, but you're going to see it a little bit more through that channel, because what I want to be able to do is, 3, have more time to spend with my family and produce content with my son, who comes up to me and says, Daddy, I think I want to do a video today. And sometimes it's once a week, sometimes it's 3 times a week. And he just watched his video earlier today, and he's pretty happy with it. And I've noticed even with him, he's becoming a little bit more natural in front of the camera. He's looking at the lens the entire time. So point number 4, the channel isn't going away anytime soon. I'm not getting rid of it, but I will be scaling back content. I'm not going to be producing as much content. I'm not going to chase everything out there, because I want this to be fun again. And it really did stop being fun. And I don't know how long I stopped producing content. Was it a week? Was it 10 days? But during that time, I was very relaxed. I felt good. And when I came out to shoot this just a little while ago, I felt good about it. I looked forward to it. Now, that excitement could disappear if I get inside and I find out things don't look good. But from what I can see from the Ninja, and that's what I love about the Ninja, I'm not even using a hood. I can see that things look pretty good. It is Canon Log 3, so as I look up in the monitor as I'm doing right now, it looks pretty good. But until you take it in, until you do the grading, it's really hard to say. But I got to say that C-Log 3 is so much easier to grade than C-Log 1. If you tried C-Log 3 and you hated it, try C-Log 3. Trust me, it's going to be a whole lot easier, a whole lot better to work with. And 10-bit, it's so much better than 8-bit. It just gives you that better depth. It gives you a better color. And for those of you chasing that cinematic feel, what that means to you, 10-bit is part of that, because you don't get that amateurish like if I'm shooting in the back here, the dark areas aren't completely black and the bright area is, well, a little bit too bright. It's a little bit amateurish, cartoonish. So lost my point wherever I was going with that. I hate it when I do that. Anyhow, that's one of the problems when you're not scripting. So I just wanted to say a big thanks to all of you for supporting my channel, for asking where I was, if I'm okay. And again, a big thanks to, I was going to say Jared, no, not Jared, for Jordan, for helping me out with the night challenge. And I've got an idea, guys. This will be for I'm probably going to do another challenge. It's going to be in September though, or October. And I was talking to the winner, One Shot, and he said, look, I've won enough. You know, this is getting a little silly. And I said, well, look, you know what? Maybe here's a better idea. Why don't we do a challenge with corporate videos? And instead of, we could do one of two scenarios. One, you be the judge to pick the best corporate video, or the challenge is to knock One Shot off the pedestal, to produce a better video than One Shot. And while One Shot won't win, the person who comes closest to beating him or besting him will win. So give me your ideas, your thoughts on what the next challenge was going to be. But that's it for now. And I'm still giving away two Angelbird 128GB AV Pro MK2 V90 SD cards, along with a dual SD card reader to one lucky viewer, or a Ulanzi LED light package with accent lights, underwater light, and various flat panel lights to another lucky viewer once this channel reaches 30,000 subscribers, which, as I've been producing very little content lately, seems to be taking forever, but it shouldn't take long. As we get more news, we'll get there. We'll get to 30,000. But again, as I said, my focus is on views. It isn't on views. It isn't on money. It isn't on subscribers. But I'll tell you, they do make a difference. The more views I get, the better I feel, the more I want to produce content. The more subscribers I get, the more that tells me my content is of interest and is making a difference. But that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching. Once again, The Ordinary Filmmaker. I'm back, and we'll see you again soon.